Have you ever wondered why turning your desires into reality sometimes feels like pushing through invisible resistance? No matter how much you visualize, set intentions, or repeat affirmations, something still seems to hold you back. If that sounds familiar, what you're about to hear might shift the way you think about change forever. It's not that you lack focus, willpower, or clarity. The real issue lies in how most of us were taught to create transformation by using force. We push our minds to think positive, drive our bodies to stay motivated, and demand that reality follow our schedule. But here's the paradox. In the deeper science of consciousness and quantum energy, force almost never leads to real transformation. There's another factor at play, one that explains why people can work tirelessly, yet feel like their results keep slipping away. It's called frequency interference. When you're filled with tension, pressure, or the anxious urge to make something happen, you unintentionally distort your energetic signal. To the quantum field, your frequency becomes noisy, one part broadcasting desire, another quietly pulsing with fear that it won't arrive. And the field doesn't respond to what you say you want. It mirrors the entire frequency you emit. So how do you move beyond that noisy split signal? It starts with something I call the quantum frequency shift, a state change so profound that it reorganizes how you relate to reality itself. This shift isn't about forcing your thoughts to be brighter or working yourself harder. It's not about rituals, mantras, or complex routines. It's about tuning your inner frequency into coherence, a steady, unified signal that naturally aligns with what you want to experience. And here's the beautiful paradox. The very moment you stop trying to make life obey your will, the scattered energy you've been burning through resistance begins to gather. Your body relaxes, your mind quiets, your awareness widens. You move from a contracted, jittery broadcast to a smooth, harmonious one. In that calmer state, the quantum field can finally mirror your intention with clarity. If that sounds abstract, think of the science behind it. Every thought you think sends out an electromagnetic signature. Every emotional state leaves a measurable imprint on your heart and brain. When stress takes over, your heartbeat grows erratic, your breath tightens, and your brain waves fall out of sync, a condition scientists call incoherence. Incoherence is like trying to tune an old radio while static drowns out the station. No matter how beautiful the music, you can't hear it clearly because the signal is messy. This is why people can spend years repeating affirmations or visualizations and still feel stuck. They're layering optimistic thoughts over a body that's locked in survival mode, broadcasting desire on top of resistance. So even when they affirm, "I am abundant," the field receives the deeper vibration of lack, the quantum. Frequency shift isn't something you do through effort. It's a state you allow by creating the right conditions for coherence to emerge naturally. It means aligning your breath, your body, and your awareness until your energy stabilizes into one powerful, consistent tone. And once that happens, everything begins to change. Your thoughts flow more freely. Your nervous system steadies. You stop scattering your signal across fear and frustration, and reality finally has something clear to respond to. Let's go a little deeper into what's really happening inside you when coherence begins to form. Your body is an electromagnetic instrument, constantly sending and receiving information. The heart alone generates an electric field that extends several feet beyond the body, and it changes shape with every emotional state you experience. When you feel gratitude, compassion, or peace, that field becomes beautifully ordered, rhythmic, balanced, and strong. Scientists call this state heart coherence. Now, the heart doesn't operate alone. It's in constant dialogue with your brain. When your heart's rhythm steadies, it sends a calm, stabilizing signal upward, one that quiets mental noise and restores harmony across your nervous system. Your thoughts begin to match your emotions, your body stops fighting itself, and a kind of inner synchrony takes over. This coherence creates a magnetic pattern so clear that it influences the quantum field around you, the invisible web of energy and information that connects all things. In that state, you no longer broadcast mixed messages. Your energy says one thing clearly and consistently: this is who I am, this is what I choose. That's the point where synchronicities start to appear. Paths open that seemed impossible. People and opportunities align without strain. It feels less like forcing and more like flowing. as if reality itself is gently guiding you toward what's meant for you. Coherence doesn't just improve how you feel, it literally changes what you attract. Your thoughts gain clarity because they're no longer bouncing through a nervous system full of static. Your emotions become more stable because the body isn't running on adrenaline and tension. The outer world begins to match the inner stability you've cultivated. This is the secret that so many ancient traditions and modern researchers are now describing through different languages. You are not separate from the field. You are constantly shaping it through the frequency of your coherence. Before you begin this process, understand, this isn't about doing more. It's about tuning differently. Your goal isn't to force a higher vibration, but to settle into coherence where your signal naturally strengthens. Let's walk through it step by step. Step 1. Slow the breath. Close your eyes if you can. Begin to breathe as if you're drawing air gently through your heart. Inhale slowly, then exhale just as slowly. No control, no rush, just rhythm. With each breath, imagine tension melting away. From your chest, your shoulders, your jaw. You're shifting your body from survival to safety. Step 2. Drop into the heart. Now bring your awareness into the center of your chest, not as a thought, but as a feeling. See if you can sense a subtle warmth or pulse there. Let it expand. This is the space that communicates directly with the quantum field, the point where emotion and energy become one. Step 3. Generate the emotion you want to broadcast. Think of something, or someone that naturally brings up gratitude, love, or appreciation. It could be a memory, a person, a place, or even a moment of simple peace. Don't force the feeling, invite it. Let it rise from the heart rather than the mind. When that emotion appears, hold it gently. That's coherence, your thoughts and emotions moving in harmony. Step 4. Add intention. Now, from this coherent state, bring in your intention, not as a demand, but as a quiet knowing. See it, feel it. Imagine that your body already carries the frequency of this outcome. You're no longer wishing for something to happen. You're becoming the version of you that lives it. Your signal is now unified and the field can recognize it. Step 5. Release and trust. When you finish, don't rush to check if it worked. That need to control would only scatter the signal again. Instead, let go completely. Carry that calm, heart-based frequency with you into your next action, your next thought, your next breath. Reality will start to mirror that energy in its own timing. This isn't a one-time exercise. It's a daily recalibration. Each time you practice, your system learns to hold coherence longer. Your frequency stabilizes. You stop sending mixed messages to the universe, and life begins to organize itself around your clarity. When you begin living from coherence instead of chaos, the changes might seem subtle at first, but they're unmistakable. You'll notice that situations which once triggered anxiety now pass through you with less intensity. You respond rather than react. Synchronicities begin showing up in clusters. Random events start to line up in ways that feel almost too perfect to be coincidence. You might meet someone at the exact moment you needed guidance. Opportunities appear that align perfectly with what you've been feeling into. And instead of chasing or forcing outcomes, you find yourself attracting them, almost effortlessly. That's because your external world is beginning to match your internal order. You've become a steady transmitter, and the field is mirroring that stability right back to you. But something even deeper happens. Your sense of identity starts to shift. You realize you're no longer the person trying to manifest something. You're the person living in alignment with it. The desire and the reality begin to merge into one vibration. Old patterns of fear or lack may still surface from time to time. But instead of being swept away by them, you'll recognize them as signals, reminders to return to coherence. You'll know how to breathe, to settle, to tune yourself back into the frequency of trust. This is the stage where many describe life as feeling smoother, more alive, or in flow. You stop resisting what's happening, and even challenges start to reveal purpose and meaning. Your actions come from inspiration rather than desperation. Your intuition sharpens, and you begin to see how your consciousness is not separate from creation itself. It's part of the creative fabric. Each moment you choose coherence, you're not escaping reality, you're recalibrating it. You're stepping into a higher expression of who you truly are. Someone who doesn't just react to the field, but collaborates with it. And that realization that you're co-creating with the very intelligence of the universe changes everything. If you've been practicing coherence for a while and sometimes feel like you've lost the feeling, don't worry. That doesn't mean you failed. It means you're integrating. Your system is learning how to hold a higher frequency in the middle of everyday life. The truth is, this isn't a linear journey. You'll move between clarity and confusion, between calm and chaos, and that's perfectly natural. Each time you return to coherence, even after slipping, your signal grows stronger. You're teaching your body that peace is safe, that alignment is natural, that trust can exist without control. The biggest trap most people fall into is trying to measure their manifestation, constantly asking, is it working yet? But the moment you question it, you shift back into the energy of doubt. The real transformation happens when you stop chasing proof and start embodying faith. When you walk, speak, breathe, and choose from coherence, not because you want a result, but because that's who you've become. Remember, the quantum field doesn't respond to your timeline. It responds to your tone. Your job is not to control when something appears, but to keep broadcasting a clean, coherent signal that says, I am ready, I am aligned, I am open. As that becomes your normal state, the world starts to rearrange itself around you. People feel your calm before you speak. Opportunities find you instead of you chasing them. Life stops feeling like resistance and starts feeling like resonance, so keep practicing. Breathe through your heart. Return to gratitude whenever fear tries to take over. Let the universe meet you in your steadiness. And if this message has stirred something within you, a sense that you've just remembered something ancient and true, that's not an accident. It's your frequency rising into recognition. Because deep down, you've never been disconnected from the field. You've only been learning how to remember the signal. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to share it with someone who might need it today. Subscribe and join this journey of awakening, where we explore the deeper science and soul of transformation every week. Together, we're remembering what it means to create, not from force, but from frequency.